Everyone, this is your girl Solly Sims, and we're doing a speed build video today, and this is from a competition that's been held on the Sims for Build Facebook group. It is a bed and breakfast or a boarding house, and it must contain 6 to 8 bedrooms, a communal bathroom. There's definitely no masters, a large dining area to seat 13 to 17 guests, a reception or check-in area, private garden for strolls, entertainment space, a kitchen, a large porch in the front or the back for leisure stuff, communal living area with things to do like reading, gameplay, and conversations. There is a hashtag attached to this, and you can use CC. It can be any size. You must have all the before mentioned requirements before it's put up for voting. And yes, it goes up for voting, but I didn't put up mine for voting at the time of doing this video. It was still in still a couple more days, like five more days left when I finally got it done. And I got it done in the week extension that was given because I hadn't gotten started on it as yet. So there will be a voting for it. We have to choose up to 6, I think, of our very best pictures of it and put it up for voting, and then you win a gift card, basically. Right. So I did this, but before I even start and go in and say all of these things, I'm going to say, guys, that it's been an extremely hot day, and I'm filming right now. I'm recording, editing, whatever, right now in the night, and it's like all the heat of the day is just piled into this one room that I'm doing the recording, and I had to shut down the fan. So guys, if you hear me running out of breath, or if you hear me swallowing or something, it's because I'm trying to stay hydrated because it is extremely hot. Or that you might find that I'm clearing my throat a bit, but it's because, like I said, speaking for 50 minutes is really, really tough. And after a while, you do get that dry throat kind of feeling going on. So you need to clear that out. Also, the video itself, it was really long. It's 30 minutes, and I apologize for the length of the video, but I didn't want it to be exceedingly fast, and that is what doing it about 20 times to bring it down to like a 15-minute video. And yeah, I just didn't want to have to give people motion sickness because of this, because it happens to me. Now back to the build. Guys, I tried this time around to do a different type of roof, simply because I feel that I'm always stuck doing a particular style of roof, and I wanted to really try to stop and just go outside of my comfort zone. I feel that if you're going to try to be good at something, you should try to at least master. You may not master all of it, because I know definitely I'm not the very best at it, but I do want to try to make it look like more than just a box. So this is it. This is my attempts at trying different roofs. Don't laugh at me, guys. It's horrible to start, but eventually I do get back in there and I sort it out. I do sort it out after. Oh, I'm stumbling over my words. Now, the look I was going for this house is like old country, homey, southern type feel. For the build, I wanted it to fit into the Brindleton Bay image that I have in my head for it, and especially with the waterside type of build, and I think it kind of does. For some reason, yeah, it just does. Yeah, so that's what I did. I did the octagonal wall, just like this half one down below, but the second and third floor, it's like one big tower where I eventually put in the communal bathrooms, and it just goes straight up. There's no flooring or ceiling in between from the second to the third tower build, whatever. So yes, so there's that. And like I said, I do come back because I was not happy with how the roofing turned out, so in the front porch area, so I sorted that out. I did a lot of the landscaping off camera because it's just really time consuming, and I'm a slow builder, and I like to test something out, then try to come back to it, and it's definitely a process. And I didn't the video itself was already so long, and I didn't want to add to it by having to do the whole landscaping bit. But in the end, you will see it in the pictures actually, because when I jumped back in to do the continuation of the video, I didn't even show you guys what it is that I did. Also, for the windows, I tried to get out of my comfort zone again for the type of windows, because normally I tend to keep one type of window throughout the whole house, but I was trying again to try and fit windows that may or may not kind of go together. And in the end, I decided to go with this painted glass ones downstairs on the ground floor, and I changed the windows around on the second floor and again in the third tower. And of course, the windows around the house is completely different from what we're starting off with. I did change it up again because I just felt that it wasn't fitting in with what it is that I wanted to do. The doors, I had a fit with. For the front door, I wanted it to look a particular way. It just wasn't coming through. I wanted it to be nicely framed. That wasn't happening either, so I had to make do again and just work with what it is that I was given. Well, what it is that I built anyway. So there was that. Like I said, I did pull a lot of stuff from the debug menu, and this is just my preparation of the conservatory, which I did on the back porch. Now for the rooms, and I did feel a little bit overwhelmed after a while because I don't normally do big builds. I really don't like to do big builds, but today, well, the last couple of days, it's just that, yes, that's what I ended up doing, and that was that. It was definitely a process, and I think I may just stay away from big builds just for a little while, because I love building, I love decorating much more than actually going in the game to do gameplay. But I do enjoy gameplay as well. But for the big builds, I just get so overwhelmed, and I always wonder how people go about doing that. This, of course, when we jump into the second part of the build, of course you guys wouldn't really know that this is when I was recording for the second time, but here I am, I'm telling you. So at that time, I had already done the landscaping on the outside, and I also added a piece on the house, which I didn't do in the first part of the video, which was for the dining, because I didn't take into consideration dining. I did not know again what type of floor plan that I was doing, because I did the shell and I had no clue what it was I was doing. But when I was breaking down the different little pieces, I just wanted the house to be a little bit interesting, in that I didn't want all the spaces on the inside to just be like big boxes of like 4 or 5 just plain boxes of space. I wanted it just the shape to be just a little bit interesting enough to try to just make it nice, make it look different. So I realized that I did not have a space for the communal dining, and even in doing that, I felt a little bit pressured, because the space was narrow in the downstairs area, for the space that the glass area that I assigned for the dining space. It was just really narrow, and I tried to make do with what it is that I had, basically, and that's it. I tried to make do with it. I had no idea what it was I was doing, guys. I had absolutely no idea. So I decided, if I'm going to decorate the spaces, it's best I do the parts that is not going to take as much time as the other parts of the room, which of course is the conservatory, because it's all glass. And what do you really need there? Because the space, again, like I said, is so small already. Just some seating areas, some plants. It's open space, guys. There's not much that needs to be done. But I think in the whole of the build, this area is one of my favorites, as well as the dining area, but we will jump to that in a little while. And just before I started recording this video, my friend and I were having a discussion. She is like, she likes vibrant colors, etc., and I am a more muted type of decorator when it comes to gameplay anyway. So we were just saying to each other that it's just so fascinating how my type of color on building is not really her style, but she just loves it so much. And I'm thinking the same for because her game is always so vibrant and nice and bright and colorful. And in real life, I actually do like bright stuff. But I'm always drawn to more brown, more muted tones, muted, neutral, earthy tones, but I like the pops of color. I may have mentioned it before if anybody else was listening, that I'm redoing my living room over in a bohemian theme, and all I have in there is like dark furniture, but I do have pops of color in the cushion covers, in the curtains, in the artwork, etc. Just a whole bunch of color. So I guess it kind of meshes in with both styles of my preferences. Anyway, so we're jumping into the sitting area for dining. Now it says that it should accommodate 13 to 17 people, and I realized, like I said, after that, I just didn't have enough space, and I wanted it to be a place where you can do outdoor dining if you wanted, which is why the back deck has the umbrella chairs, the umbrella tables with the chairs. So there was like 7 seats outside there, and then I did how many in here? Like that alone is 6, and how many? 6 and 6. No, I didn't have 6 here. Did I? Yeah, 12. So I had 12 on the inside, and then I had 7 on the outside. So that, I think, brought it up to more than enough. I think it brought it up to more than enough. And I asked her if I could go ahead and do it like this. And well, the host of the build I'm in, and she says she thinks it's okay. So I went ahead and do it like that because I don't think that every time at any one time everybody is just going to go ahead and just sit in one big space. There are some people who want to have breakfast outside and some people who want to have breakfast, dinner, just switch it up a little bit and just mix it up and stuff. So that's what I did with the space on the inside. I'm not sure if all of the seats are available or rather readily accessible, but it is what it is. I actually ended up using the same flooring throughout the whole house because I didn't want to have to do different floorings different places, and then with people walking in and out of your home, you don't really want to have carpeting because that's going to take like forever to get clean, or rather forever to be cleaned. Nobody wants that. So so that's basically what it was with that. I did try to make the reception area, which is what we're doing right now, the check-in reception area. I tried to make it so that it has its own little space, its own little section, and that I tried to make that little half wall look like it's part of the desk. So maybe it all fit in, maybe it didn't, I don't know. You guys tell me what you think. I quite like it. It's one of my favorite spaces, again, in the build, but it doesn't really, it doesn't grab me as much as the conservatory, and the conservatory doesn't even have that much of anything, but I just like the more, the open space feel of the conservatory. So yeah, so reception basically just has a desk. We don't have a computer. I don't think that I put a computer in there, but simply because it's supposed to be more of a diary book type of organization, I guess. Like I said, I think, or maybe I didn't see, I don't know. I'm thinking that the owners of this house is an elderly couple, and that now that their children have grown up and gone out, they had a lot of children. They've decided to convert their home into a bed and breakfast, and well, this is what they're doing, and it's working fairly well. I'm always struggling in placing these items. And I know there are the little shelves, I forget the name, that I can use, but I have not since downloaded it from the last time that I took it out. So I had to struggle a little bit in terms of placing everything. So yeah, so I was just going around looking at the different things and thinking what it is that I wanted to put where. And I just love that those the way the stairs curve, that you're now able to like clutter that little space there. It's really, really nice. It's cute. I like it a lot. I was trying to do a runner right here, but it just wasn't coming together like how I wanted it to, and I just felt like it looked kind of off, so I just sized it up and put it there, and it's just this one big runner right there. The kitchen area, I wanted it to, and this is what I'm doing right now actually. I wanted it to have like a warm, comfortable feel, and of course, I love green. Green has to be implemented into the build somehow. So, where better place to put it but in the kitchen, where it's a soothing kind of space. There is a lot of cabinet space. The kitchen itself is very tiny, and I did the two doorways so that in my thinking is that if the persons are out on the balcony on the deck, then they can get stuff out there, and if they're in the other dining area, instead of having to go out and around and make the whole round through the reception, etc., I just pushed a door, extended the space into the entertainment area, the communal space, to be able to work that out. I just couldn't find what it is that I was. It's hard to place shelves, etc., through the that one space if everything is, because of the narrowness of that particular pantry that I was trying to build. It was driving me crazy. I had to take off the wall and I put it back and painted it, etc. Blah blah blah. So yeah, so in the pantry, what I know I just put in there is like some baskets with fruits and vegetables, etc. Probably it was just market day recently, so there was stuff being prepared in the kitchen. There's dinner being prepared, etc. There's just stuff for like storage of just a little condiments, etc., as well as plates and stuff. I did notice in when I was going in for the third time, because I did this build in 3 different sets of videos. When I was going in for the third time, I realized that there is literally no place for coffee or for tea, and you really don't want the persons coming into the kitchen because it's kind of off. Oh, my mind went blank for there. Off limits. Oh my gosh, how hard was it to remember off limits? So yeah, so it's kind of off limits for everybody else. So I had to extend on the dining area so that in the morning or in the evening when you come in, you want a cup of tea, you can go make a cup of tea down in the dining area. I put a coffee table, as well as not a coffee table, a coffee machine, as well as stuff for chocolate and teas, different types of teas, herbal teas if you so wished. And I there was no place in particular to put the wine storage, so of course I stuffed it into the pantry as well, and then just stuffed the place with different types of condiments and just left it at that. And ta-da! So the pantry was complete. The kitchen itself, it's not it's just a kitchen. I like it. It's small and cozy and comfortable. um if you may have noticed, I'm shying away from this big room. It was just a little bit overwhelming. This is the time when I was starting to get a little bit overwhelmed. I was going for a particular look that I wanted to do in this bedroom, and this is the bedroom I assigned to the owner of the house, because I wanted them to have everything on the ground floor, kind of. So in case guests come in, and plus they're elderly, so in case guests come in late or whatever, instead of going up and down the stairs, there is that option there. You just downstairs already. There's also a bathroom that I put in down there for them to use, or if persons coming in and they don't want to go all the way upstairs, they can use the bathrooms there as well. So so there's that. And I realized after that I didn't put curtains in all the windows upstairs. So guys, if you download this build, that's something that you can do, add your windows up there, because I didn't at all. I didn't remember. But the room itself is pretty bare bones. It's simple. It's straight to the point type of living, basically. So I put in some awards that they've received for best you know, bed and breakfast. You know, just little certificates, little awards showing that they have actually been doing good with running their business. Now, the only space that has a television is that bedroom that I just did. The reason for this is because this is a bed and breakfast. You don't really have time to sit down and watch television. You come in, you do your stuff, whatever. You're already getting free Wi-Fi. you don't need you don't need to have a television to sit and talk. And anyway, there are so many other different things that you can do to entertain yourself. There is one computer space that I did put upstairs, and it's we say the library in inverted quotes, because it only has like it has the bookshelf and the computer space and this a chair, just one single chair for reading. That is upstairs, and that is more like a this quiet reading area, because the way I did the downstairs area, and I have to say a big shout out to my friend John for giving me this idea, because I was getting frustrated at this point with not frustrated, well that too, but more overwhelmed with the size of the build. And that's always the case, like when it's I just felt like I spent the whole day trying to get this done. And like I said, I'm a slow builder, and having to stop and do other little things in between, it just kind of it gets overwhelming. And I was thinking, man, I still have, because I did this bedroom downstairs and I still have 5 bedrooms to do upstairs. I'm thinking, how the hell am I going to accomplish that? and then he says, I said, I don't know what to do with this large space. Like, how am I going to have to do it? And he said, just stick a pool table in there. And I'm like, and he's saying because it doesn't have it's so big, it takes up most of the space. It's not much that you can put in there after you've done the pool table. And I'm thinking, well, that's genius, because just she did say put what you call that an entertainment area. So that's what I did. I took his advice and I put in the foosball table. And just speaking to you all whilst I'm doing this, in my mind I'm hearing the little balls being clacked. You know what I mean? The little clacking sound it makes when it contacts. And I was thinking of putting in a bar as well. So I just put in that mini bar. I'm not sure that it's accessible either, because I did put some side chairs on either side of it. Right. So just to make that its own little space. And then I did put a sitting conversation area. I think this is probably the first house that I've ever done, and I didn't put in one center table. Oh no, yeah, I did put a table in the conservatory, but it's not quite the same, is it? But I didn't put in one center table at all in like any of the major sitting areas, which is kind of awesome. Yay for me. I never thought that would have been possible, because I'm just so into center tables. I think that it's a must have in a house. Anyway, I kept the lighting low as well. I didn't want it to be overwhelming or overly bright. I did make this sitting area here, in case you just want to sit. It's almost like, it kind of feels like a bar or cafe type space. Like you really get the feel of it being a communal space, I think, with the type of chairs. Like, I don't know what it's called. Is it called infinity chairs? Because that's what it seems like to me, because it looks like it just keeps going on. That, and with the just the conversation pieces, as well as the kind of smoky noisy vibe. That's the feeling that I get from this particular space. The decking, I went on to do outside instead of going upstairs. I figured, you know what, I'll just try to finish up the outside space before I moved up into anything. I tried to do an infinity pool. Of course, I think it just works out fine. It's good as it is. I saw the tutorial Kate Emerald did for the glass bottom pools, and well, tada, here it is. I will be linking, of course, her official tutorial below. um I think the hardest thing for me in this whole build is in this whole um video is putting together the pictures that would be needed for the collage for voting, and I haven't even done that yet. I have no idea what I'm going to use for that, so that's going to be something interesting, I guess. um it's just like I said, open. I just realized I don't have not one um stereo in there. There's absolutely no form of music. Oh well. Not even the pool. I guess the pool is probably off limits at a certain time at night, maybe. um because there's no lighting in there either. I didn't think for me to add it anyway. And I just finished off the space here. Just finish it off with some hedges and a tree or two in the back, just to complete that area in the back. But there is this the further step down to be able to play horseshoes if you so desired, which is a good form of entertainment for a group of persons. Now upstairs we have 5 bedrooms, we have 2 bathrooms, we have the laundry area, as well as the library type area, and just like the hallways. I'm glad I didn't do anything in the hallways. I didn't have much to do in the hallways, so I'm thankful about that. I really, really am. The bedrooms, I was happy to say that I kind of just breezed through the bedrooms. I'm so happy to say that, guys. In that I just did them like I figured I'm doing beds. I'm putting beds in all the rooms one time. That type of thing. Anyway, with the bathrooms that I'm doing, I did do particularly one in blue and one in pink, just to differentiate the two styles of the two genders using the space. So there's one girl's bathroom, there's one male bathroom. And I used tiny living stuff, came in handy. I don't know that it actually fully works, but I'm hoping that it does. I'm hoping that it does. Yeah, so if you guys test it out, you let me know. But I'm on to something else. So yeah, so that was the bathroom, and then like I said, the tiles are just pink and blue, and that was it. For the bedrooms, like I said, I figured at the end that they don't really use the rooms for anything other than maybe sleeping, or might lounge in bed for a little while before they do go downstairs and just socialize, so just get out of the room completely. I did not do anything much with the rooms. Like I said, they're basically just rooms. The same can be said for the space upstairs here. It's just a sitting area where you can maybe check your emails, or just keep up to breast with whatever it is you need a computer for. Really, the space is, I did not put any personal touches onto the space because it's not a personal space. It's more for communal use anyway. So I left it at that. The wallpaper I carried out throughout the hallways, actually, and then I used the same wallpaper I used downstairs in the reception. I did it for all the bedrooms as well. Yeah, because I think that it would have just worked. It's a nice wallpaper, and I feel that it suits the feel of the rooms regardless, because it's a neutral tone. It's more like a creamish white or something. And yeah, so that's what I ended up doing. And like I said, for the rooms, I did some with single beds and some with double beds, and just so that there is that option to there is that option to choose whether or not you want it for whatever it is that you want it for. I put the two singles together. I don't know again if that's actually usable, the one all the way in the far corner. It's just that I like the wrought iron feel of the frame of the bed, and we just don't have that in a full-size bed, so I needed to do it like that. We will be approaching the screenshot soon, just so you guys can see how everything came up together. You know, the video went in very fast and it was very long, so those of you who made it this far, I really appreciate you sitting there and watching me go through all of this and listening to my rambling for 30 minutes. This was tough, but here it is, we're at the end. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Stay tuned for the screenshots, and I will see you guys again in the next video. Be sure to like, be sure to comment, be sure to subscribe if you haven't as yet, and also remember, if you're going to download this build, please use all the cheats because you might be missing some stuff. Other things might not load at all, and we just kind of want everything we want to make it worth the time, right? Considering I did all of this building, etc. But I would love to know if you are planning on downloading it and what you're going to be using it for. I think that the whole roommates thing could possibly work with this. Like, you know, it's almost like it's being paid for that space. So I'm wondering how that was. Anyway, guys, like I said, I'm leaving now. Goodbye.